Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm creating a box card using the outside the box level up from my favorite things. I know, what? A box card? Where are your clean and simple cards? I know, but this box card is a clean and simple card and only the amount of images here already indicate that. Now, in a box card you can add several levels or insert kind of things. And depending on how many you are going to add, it might be handy to just have an image or an accessory for each part of that level that you're creating. So I decided to have 3 images here to help me with the 3 different levels. And then I have some birds that I will add flat on top of the background and one with a bit of acetate. So really clean and simple. You can add so much more to this box card if you want to recreate it and make it your own. If you prefer adding a bunch of things on cards, definitely so many options with box cards. I'm always amazed by the amount of images that can fit on that kind of card. But today I wanted to first test it out. It's the first time I'm trying to create this one, specifically the outside the box level up from my favorite things. And so I decided to keep that as being the outside of the comfort and keeping the amount of images, the busyness on the card as limited as possible, which is more inside of my comfort zone. So the images that I'm using are from the Abracadabra stamp set from my favorite things, one illustrated by JC Yakula. I love these critters. I already made a few cards, I think 2 with them. One with the bunny outside of the head and then one with the bear. But of course you can make so much more, and with another card that I created here, I mentioned that I want to really get to create more with the same stamp set, because pretty often, well, at least in my case, I buy stuff from new releases that I really love, and then I create a card with it, and then I have some design teams where I'm in, and so I'm creating for them as well. And there are the deadlines, so I have to sort of make sure that I mix both without forgetting about the deadlines. So that having to do, very often I only make one card and then I do the deadline cards, and then the new release is already there and I just do not return enough towards the stamps that I already have. So I really wanted to change that today. I want to change that more often, but that is just due to time limits, depending on whether I will, well, whether I will be able to do that or not. Okay, so here I'm coloring. I'm using a lot of the same brown markers. It's something that I love doing whenever I am coloring several images. I'm just changing 1 or 2 markers and I have a complete other combination while I'm still using mostly the same markers. And that's a strength that you can have with alcohol markers, in this case Copics for me. It's definitely something that works. Now, the thought process about how to choose my markers, I think it's a bit difficult to explain, but I have some go-to brown combinations. My favorite brown combination is E33, E53, E51 if you want to go for a light one. If you want to go a bit darker, leave the E51 and add as darker marker E37. And that is how I play a bit with my markers to get new combinations without having to have a ton of markers. Now for the accent color here, I decided to go for teal. Why? Because it always works. I already used a purplish pink in other cards, so I didn't want to reuse that today. I wanted to show another combination that really works well with these images. And then I decided to keep it clean and simple by just using the same accent color on all of the critters. So I'm not using blue, orange and green, for example, which would also work. I'm just using the same teal everywhere. This way everything blends really well together. I'm also reusing the warm gray combination here. You can just add 1 darker marker on one of them to already differentiate, but here I decided just to keep it the same. I will have to play a bit more with the costume there, because I have that lighter area, I want to have enough of a contrast in all of the parts. So about the time management from previously, um, as you guys are here quite often, I love seeing your comments. You guys are really a part of my life. It's crazy. So I thought, let's just give you a heads up. You probably know that we bought a house. Um, Actually, the house is already ours since the 1st of March, but we are still renting in Ghent here in Belgium, just because our contract wasn't finished yet, and the previous owners of our house are renovating another house, so we wanted to give them the time to still finish as much as possible there. They are really nice people, so why would we force them to move out quickly if we are still in a situation that is doable? Now, I must admit, I cannot wait to move. I have been living now in an apartment in Ghent here for 3 years, and at first the apartment was big enough. Now we really have grown out of the room that we have here, and it's just, well, it's mostly me because I have a lot of craft supplies, and of course they have grown over the past 3 years. So it's a bit my fault, but we cannot help it. Um, but since we have a house and we are going to move in August, um, there are quite a lot of things that we still have to figure out, like looking for furniture. We still have furniture here, of course. We have not been living on the floor, but there are just some things that have been here for, well, that I still had from university. So I have some drawers here that are 8 years old and that I don't want to see them anymore in my house. I don't know if this sounds familiar, but that's the case. I also have a really small sofa here, or couch, and well, we need a bigger one. So what did we do? We bought a bed and we bought a new sofa or a couch. I don't know what you prefer. But there are still quite a lot of things that I want to buy. We need to manage the budget. But I told the husband here that I wanted the downstairs to be completely new. As in, our house will be double the size of the apartment, so the other stuff will be upstairs without any doubt. But downstairs, we still need quite a lot of things like a new dining table, chairs, all those things. And it's been, well, I have been searching in a lot of stores already, in a lot. Um, but it's like, I don't know how it's with you there, but my husband here, he doesn't like shopping. So I don't like shopping when it comes to clothes because it's just, ugh. But furniture I love, and it's now the time to really search well so that we will not have to rebuy stuff because everything costs money. So I want to think things through. I want everything to sort of match in a way, or that it's thought through. And so yeah, I've been throughout my weekends. I think there hasn't been one weekend that is normal for me where I have 2 days where I'm really focused on card making, having fun there, creating. I don't have that. Um, it it has been 2 months, I think. So, well, I am looking forward to having a weekend for me, but not in the near future, I think. So I'm running through shops because the man doesn't want to do that every day, but I think it's necessary to really search for everything. And therefore, I am going to shops, he isn't going along, and when I see one or two items that are, well, possibilities, then I have to come back with him to see if he likes it as well and to get his approval in a way. Not that I will listen if he says no, but there is like this idea that I should listen. So I am wasting my time actually, but I'm also having fun because he's complaining all the time whenever he has to walk through stores and losing the time like I'm not. Um, but I really, really like doing it. So that's my occupation for now, searching for furniture. I have found a table last weekend. I hope that I will be able to take him next weekend with me there to see if it likes it as well, and hopefully we can order it because the time to get things delivered is crazy. We bought the bed and the couch the same day, the first weekend of April, I think, and the bed will be delivered the first week of August, and the couch will be delivered around the first week of September. That's crazy because I will be living there for a month without a couch. And I'm not looking forward to that, but I'm looking forward to extra space. So that will be great. And while I was blabbing away about the house, the furniture, the search, I have been assembling the outside the box pop-up. As you saw, I used pattern paper for my favorite things. I used some ink blending. I did 2 backgrounds here, but I just thought that this one with the stripes was a bit too much, so that's why I took this one with the stars, created that one, just a gradient, putting it in the back. And I also added glitter, as you saw, just by using the long Fawn, what is it, Prisma glitter, on top of some transfer gel, well, texture paste, and it was a Prisma glitter. So here I have actually die cut the back twice, once out of white cardstock to have everything on the inside of the box white, and then also out of pattern paper to really have all of the outside running through. So it's not something you need to do, but I just wanted everything to be cohesive. This way I could also tuck away those pieces where you can adhere things with. No clue how it's called, but this way it's sandwiched in between the 2 layers there. And now it's time to figure out placement of the images. You can also do placement ahead of time. There are also other ways to assemble the box, of course. Many ways, just find something that works for you. I will have a spoiler alert here. I made another box, which is not clean and simple, which is more scenery kind of box, but I'm still doing all of the editing. I don't know when I will be sharing that, but it's coming. That's important. And there I completely, well, I did it completely different, the assembly, also because I forgot about the handy stuff and what you could do first to make it easier. I forgot about all of that, and then I just had to wiggle my way through assembling the box. Many ways, just do what feels comfortable. That's the most important thing. For the sentiment, also in the outside the box level up, you have this die that will cut out this bar with the lovely stitching details that will fit perfectly on the front. There are also bars for on the sides. Love it, didn't use it. But yeah, so I just adhered that with some liquid glue, and then it was time to figure out these birds. There are many ways to play a bit with height using acetate. You can use a strip, adhere it on the back of one of those inserts, and then that bird will be floating. I thought about that. I used it in the past, and I will definitely use it more like that. But I decided here that I wanted to try something else, as in you can also fold your acetate sort of in a square kind of way. You need 5 edges, if I can call it like that. So scoring 5 times here, because you will need 1 to hold it close. Okay, and that's also a way to play with dimension. Of course, here you are going to adhere it to the back of the box. And the handy thing about this is, like the box, it will also go flat in that envelope. So as long as you're still thinking about how will I be mailing this, if you're handing it over, you might have more options even, but if you're going to mail it, definitely think about, will it fold flat or not? Will it be able to pass through or not? So this will definitely do. I am using some Scor Tape to hold it together, and then I will also be using some Scor Tape to add the bird. I don't know if you saw, but I prefer Scor Tape. I prefer Scor Tape whenever I'm creating things like this, also the boxes. It's a really, really strong adhesive. And for some reason, I am doubtful about other adhesive. I'm not doubtful about my liquid glue that I have, but then again, liquid glue takes time to dry, so just to be able to move on with the assembling of the box, I would not recommend liquid glue whenever adding the sides and the front and stuff like that. So here you have that bird adhered with that square that we created, and the square will be fold flat in the envelope. I love that. So, as you can see, really clean and simple. We added a bit of glitter. Let's make it magical. You can add way more if you want to. You can also play with borders in the inserts there. Definitely do you. This is a clean and simple box in my opinion. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you got inspired. Maybe you have tons of ideas right now to create your own. If you don't have the box, you can definitely, with this scenery, if you hold the box flat, you can definitely create this scenery on just a normal card kind of thing. Just have fun creating. I hope that truly you enjoyed this. If you do, you can always give my videos a thumbs up. I would truly appreciate that as well. I want to wish you all an incredible day. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll be back soon. Bye!